All right, welcome back, Universal Wealth Agents. I'm excited today for another success story. This couple right here, Toni and John, they broke their all-time record, right? Over $30,000 made this past month, which is super awesome. How'd it feel, John?
Felt good.
It
felt good.
It always feels good.
Feels good.
It feels good when you get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go, hey,
Absolutely.
make your first 10. When you make your first 5, it's really the cool one. 5, 10, get over 20, and now you guys are over 30,000. How'd it feel, Toni?
Good. It did feel good. It's funny because when you asked, I didn't even realize it. Like I don't. It's not something I track, but when you sit back and think about it, and you're like, some people make that in a year.
Yes.
And we just made that in 1 month.
Well, some people, I think, like, what were you
A
making
lot of
that
people.
when you were doing that medical field back then? What were you making?
Probably around that.
Yeah. Think about it. When you stop for a second, you're like, holy crap, I used to make that in a year.
Yeah.
Like, and we did it. Right. And, but what's cool, right? And this is what's awesome about our industry. You guys actually had, I don't know if you know this or not, I'm sure you guys know these numbers. You had 2 people make over 10,000, right? Both of them do this part-time. You had someone make over 11,500. And then Cindy, who was on one of the other shows, everyone knows her on the team, she made 67,000. So in the month that you had your biggest month ever, right? Income-wise, over 30,000, you had 2 people make 10. You had a lot of people make under 10. You had one person make 11,500 and someone on your team made $67,000 last month.
Yep.
That's why I love our model, right? It's a capitalist model, right? Everyone can make money. Just because you are coaching and mentor someone doesn't mean they can't make more money than you, but you impacted a ton of lives, right? Throughout that as well. And then yours indirectly got something that I talked to you guys about, which I think is important to talk about here, is you've now set a new level in your mind, right? Like these things are the other income goals, and yeah, you celebrate them and then you move on, you're doing, you got a lot of things to do. But at the end of the day, like your family now has gotten to a place where 30,000 in a month is normal, right? Like, but you have to identify it, understand it. And you've also made 10,000 normal for 2 families, 11,500 may be normal, and 67,000 and 60 of that in one day become normal, right? So it's that. So just maybe talk about some of the things that maybe you guys are doing consistently to get there, or things that you do to celebrate some of your successes. But this is a big milestone, and I know it's just one of many we're going to get through. I remember when me and Des had our first 30 grand plus month, and it was cool. I was like, man, this is nuts. Like, I remember showing my dad, I'm like, oh crap, dude, 1 month, right? And he's like, oh, I love this industry now. No one loved it in the beginning. Everyone loves it now. But what are maybe some things that go through your mind thinking about it, seeing your team winning? Anyone wants to take the mic?
Well, yeah, that's those are the numbers that I did realize. Like we did know about Cindy. Like we were waiting for that paycheck. We were like, we can't wait until it actually clears and goes through. And the people who made over the 10,000 and the 11,000, and not only the checks. I mean, we had a promotion in there too. Cindy got promoted. Like those are the numbers that we look at. That's how when we're in a position where we are now with the amount of agents we have, though, that is our success story. Like we celebrate the 34,000 or whatever it is, but on to the next. Like who's next? Who else can we get? You know, I don't want to say get, but help hit their milestones. Like that's where we're at now. It's more about how many other people can we get to the 30, 40, 60,000 mark. And it's huge. It's just, and it's on to the next. Like we celebrate it. We don't sit in it too long, and just on to whatever the next mark is for us and for the team.
Yeah, 100%. I think, you level success on how many people you can make successful. And that's where our focus is.
Yeah.
If our focus is on, right? We don't think, like my wife said, we don't think about the money. We just do the daily grind, right? And I know this is success stories and kind of tips. You have to identify what your gift is. You have to identify what your gift is. You have to have a clear vision. What do you want, right? Write it down. Make a vision board, whatever it is, and then read it every single day. Look at the vision board if that's what you love. Look at the vision board every single day. Have a clear focus on what you want, and then go to work. Go to work and go after what you want.
All right, so you guys obviously killing it. There's some new people out there that have not really got to your spot yet, so they're not have a big team and everything else. And I remember we're all coming up. What are some things you guys can let them know that can help them kind of have their success story one day? Like, what would you say some tips are?
Yeah.
Ladies first. I'm a gentleman.
So I think people think that there's all these crazy things that you have to do and, all of this hard work, but it's actually pretty simple. Like we make it really simple.
Yeah,
we have an
true.
easy system to follow. And it's just being consistent on doing the daily activities. people get up every single day and they go to a job that they hate. I did it for 10 years. I hated it. But I had to do it every single day. So it's just switching that. Like, if you can do the simple things like make your 5 contacts or work on your mind or have a schedule, like things like that can get you to a place like this. If you just continue to do it all the time, good or bad days, you just keep moving. It's no different than getting up and having to go to a job, but you're building something for someone else at that job, where here you're building something for your family, and you're improving your lifestyle, you're improving your kids' lifestyle, you're improving the next generation, because you're changing the whole trajectory of your family at that
And then
point.
you guys always talk about the tangible, which is that, and then
Yeah.
the intangible. I would say the intangible is the harder part here than the tangible,
100%.
right? Because that's self-discovery. So what would you guys say on that side? Like, and maybe Johnny can answer first,
yeah,
but like, because I think that really in our career, like that's, and we hear things all the time. People are like, we're grinding and all that stuff, right? It's, we work, we get after it, right? But at the end of the day, actually what we do is not very tough. This part, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, this is the part that's actually, if you want to use any word, grind, like this is the part you have to really grow with. So
You're actually grinding against yourself.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And at work, you don't really get exposed to it because you're just in you're in the zone. You go. You don't have to really think about it. Here, this is actually so easy, right? It really is the tangible. But this is how you become an entrepreneur. You got to grow. So what would you say to that part on?
Well, just
like what has helped you guys get to this point? Because it's been a growth. It's been 3 years.
So just like you're saying, right, and Tony, you're saying as well, right? You have to grind on yourself, right? Because when you have that 9 to 5, right, you have a boss, you have a system that you're supposed to do on a daily basis, right? You have to check all these marks or whatever. But when you're running your own business, you're there's nobody to tell you what you need to do every day. You have to be the toughest boss on yourself that you ever had, honestly, right? And it goes back to what I was saying. You have to find your gift. You have to have your vision on what you want your life to look like. What do you want, right? Whether it's writing it down, vision board, whatever, like I said, right? But just like Tony said, that consistent effort has to be daily, every single day, right? Growing your mind, reading your affirmations, reading your goals, right? And then just doing the work and constantly growing yourself. And number one thing, honestly, is being positive. You have to be positive, right? You have to have good energy, because that's what's going to get you through the adversity when it hits, because you're running your own business. And trust me, adversity is going to come. But as you grow your mind, you're going to be able to get through that, and you're going to be able to get through that fast.
Boom, it's true. What about your take on it?
No, yeah, same thing. It's always, I love it. Like, where else can you go that, okay, not only can you make 34,000+, but you're working on yourself and becoming a better person every single day. And it's not only that you don't have to do it by yourself. We have an amazing group of people, an amazing group of agents, leadership that help with that every single day. Now, at the end of the day, it's up to us if we're going to do it or not. But when you go to work, your boss is going to be like, you really should be positive today. You really should work on your family
It's
value
not really how it
and
works.
take some time off because your wife's stressed out at work at home from taking care of all 6. Like, they're not going to do that. Like, here we incorporate all of that together. You get to make the money, but you still get to not only work on yourself, work on your family, and have an amazing group of people around you helping you. Because there are going to be some days that you wake up and you're going to feel like shit and you're not going to want to do it. But if you have that little nudge from someone, hey, then it's much easier to just get right back to where you were yesterday, or you know what I mean.
No, for sure. And I think the biggest part, and everyone hears this, and I think we need to make sure our agents understand this. The reason that Cindy was sitting here with a 60,000 plus month, right? The agents that story for this, the reason you guys are sitting here is they say it's 90% mindset, 10% skill set. The problem is most people in entrepreneurship do 90% skill set, 10% mindset, or you start off at 70-30, right? You're 70% skill set, 30% mindset. But I'm telling you, the reason you guys are here is you're starting to actually spend the 90% on the mind, the 10% on. I can put anyone that comes behind you on the show that's going to be next, I promise you, that's where they're spending their time. It's the only way to have sustained success, because you mentioned this. You can know everything about your products and services. You could be the best at it. You can explain it. You could have years of experience, and then adversity hits, right? Like the stuff that we've all gone through with our lives. And then if adversity knocks you off track, what the hell does it matter how much you know? You're done. But if your mind, right, can just understand things are going to come your way, things are going to happen. And I think as our organization keeps growing, and one little thing that at Universal Wealth we're going to have over everybody else is we push our leaders to really become 90-10. Right now, we think everyone's a leader that comes in. So the faster you work on that, the quicker you'll be sitting in these chairs. And it's something you guys are doing a great job at. And it's not easy. We're all going through it.
Mhm.
If you're sitting at my side, it's not easy. It's a daily activity, just like anything else. And what I see people do is they work a few days on it. They feel like they're getting better, and then they stop doing the affirmations. They stop reading their goals. They stop looking at things that make them happy in life. And then, just like in the gym, it only takes 1 or 2 days off, and you can't even lift anymore. You're like, what happened to all that? It happens to your mind too. But I'm proud of you guys. I'm very blessed to see the growth of your team. I'm excited to see you guys have your record month. And I mean, I think we're going to be back here next month doing another record month. It's going to be like a
100%.
record month breakdown, but
100%.
it's going to be cool. We're going to have some of your people that broke the 10. They had their first ones.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool to see that. And it's awesome to see Universal Wealth just exploding. And if we can get this down and understand it's 90-10, we'll be the biggest company out there.
Yep.
Appreciate
Right
you
on.
guys.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.